the new bike will do. Oh, it's fine. Do you have a new bike and want to know how to set it up? Here's how I set up mine. For those of you that don't know, I got a new Revel Rascal frame set from my friends over at REM Cycles just outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee. As usual, I got it in a size large in a beautiful color called Pulp Friction. The plan was to build it up with parts I already had and some new parts, and I actually kind of went all in on this bike. It's the nicest build I've ever done. Carbon wheels, EXO transmission drivetrain, my usual Renthal cockpit setup, and a RockShox wireless dropper post. I did a lot of measuring, got it just right, 225 travel with the thing slammed in the frame. It's pretty perfect. First bike park lap on the Rascal. Just in time for party laps at the end of the day with the boys. Okay, she feels pretty good. Very light after riding the e-bike. I always struggle to adjust back. That feels okay. I'm gonna low side this for now. Yep. Well, let's see what the new bike can do. Oh, it's fine. The new bike is great. Feels amazing. But how did I get there? Here's how. The first place we start is with bar rise, stem length, and how many spacers we run underneath our stem. And I have a good way of setting it up, and let me show you how I do it. All right, here's my disclaimer. I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert. This is just what I've done and had good luck with, and maybe it'll help you too. This is a tip I got from my old Joy of Bike video. I think it's fantastic. You take 2 step ladders or anything similar, crawl up on your bike. Warning, be very careful on top of the platforms. Stand on the pedals, stand up dead straight, almost like you're doing a triple extension in a deadlift. If your bike is set just right lengthwise, the bars will be centered right in your palms where they should be. If the bike is too long, or the stem is too long, or the stem is too high, or the bar rise is too much, it'll be too high, meaning the bars could come up to your wrist. If it's too short, too low a bar rise, too short a stem, when you stand straight up and down, the bars will be in your fingertips. The bike is too short. After that, we do suspension setup. And we start with set and sag on the shock and the fork. When setting sag, we all know they say 30% sag on the shock, about 20 on the fork. But that's just a recommended starting place. It's not the final end all. For me, I find the sticker on the back of the fork pressure-wise is usually pretty close. But I know on the shocks I have to run less sag than 30%, usually around 27 to 25% sag if the thing's going to hold me up deeper in the stroke. Remember, the top part of the stroke is where the soft part of the shock or fork is. Make sure you have enough spring, in this case air spring, to keep you up there. Once you get that set, it's time to move on to the rebound. It's another big issue I've learned lately and a deal for me. Make sure your rebound is fast enough that it's getting back to the top of the stroke where the soft spot is before the next bump. Fork stickers are generally always wrong. Here's some examples. There's no way I need 1 to 4 clicks closed on rebound. It's just not right. I think it's off for heavier riders more so than more typical demographic sized riders. I've also learned in the past couple years, thanks to Nico Malali, that I want compression. Almost every bike I have has a heavier than stock compression valving in it, and I have compression turned on. Compression doesn't make the bike stiffer, it makes the forker shock travel slower through the compression stroke. You wouldn't take the shocks off your truck and go 70 down the interstate. It would be bouncing all over just riding around on the spring. When you don't have enough compression damping, it's essentially you're doing the same thing. You're just riding around on the spring. Turn a little bit on. For me, I like to turn a lot on. It slows things down a little bit and keeps it from ramping up real fast into the bottom. After I made a few tweaks, it was really time to find out how she's going to do, and I started on my normal warm-up trail of Simple Green. Blew that turn. Wow, Shane. Since she's feeling really good, I'm going to run her down the best party lap at the park, double wide. Then I'm going to take it on into senior discount for a little bit more speed. Y'all good? Whoa! Come on now. I can't get over how good this thing feels. My setup seems to be perfectly dialed. And I'm going to try it out on a new, I think it's going to be a black trail called Splash Zone. Some very steep sections, some extremely off camber, and a couple little awkward drops. And well, that should be a good test for her. So after a full day of park riding, looks like I've got my setup just about right. Had some pretty big hits. Rode a bunch of tack, rode some flow and jumps. Cased the absolute mess out of a double. And that's where I'm at, and it feels amazing. So we'll see how it continues to do.
We'll just stay in simple.
Okay. Medical. On the road between Senior and Kids. I got him sitting on a rock up there.
All right, on the road between Senior and...
The e-bike climb between Senior and Kids.
On the e-bike climb between Senior and Kids. Right here.
Right here. Oh, cool. Snake. Are you okay? Are you okay? All right. I said snake.